Hi again, everybody. This is Petra from Prater's Happy Place. I'm so glad you decided to join me again today. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Today, I wanted to do a little diamond painting and just chat for a little bit. I have been working on some crochet, and I have gotten another panel of my sweater for a co-worker done, and I'll show that later. But today I got a little notion that because after having a good question, I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to talk a little bit today about canvases. And this canvas that I'm working on right here is different than a lot of other canvases because they don't use DMC codes. For those of you that are not familiar, DMC is a company that does a lot of colorized things, especially for cross stitch. And DMC is a color code where they take a color number and match it to a die of a particular color. And in cross stitching, their floss uses that. Well, there are certain companies, a handful of them, that do not use that DMC for diamond painting. And I'm going to show you what that looks like on this particular canvas. So if you look, I'm going to try to attempt to, because I was going to work on this area right in here today, but let me see if I can find a way to show you this particular without messing up anything. I'll tell you what, let me do it like this. Oh, I got an idea. I'll do it like this. And I'll still need to move it a little bit. Okay, so here is the legend here. And here's all the different symbols that you will find on your actual diamond painting. And I'm having a dickens of a time. All right, hold on just a minute. I don't want to mess up my drill field. Okay, so here's a list of all the different it says right here, grid sign. So all these are the different symbols that you'll find on your painting. Well, on this particular one, it also has this, it says serial number, but that's not the right term. It just means, like in the packaging that they gave you, here's the different numbers. There's 1, 2, and all the way down to 28. Okay, now here they say DD number, and that means diamond dot number. And these are completely different series of numbers to correspond with colors. Okay, and so this particular company has their entirely different coloring number system. And that's going to be important when you start looking at your what you decide that you want to work on, because if you have gotten all the time a certain company, and then all of a sudden you change to a different one, you might not have the matching, let me go here again, you might not have the correct drills if you have extra drills, and that's just a really odd way of saying, just be mindful that there are different companies that have the different legends. Okay, so let's talk about this particular canvas. They call them canvases, and they're different thicknesses here. Okay, so this is a very nice thick, now I do not know all the terminology, but this is a nice thick canvas, and it's kind of like slippery on here, but it's nice. Listen, has a nice texture on the back. it has like a little not a selvaged edge, but it has a scalloped edge here that as you can see, it still has these little fibers that are coming up. So it's not completely sealed, but there is, and I don't know if it will focus. Let's see here. Let me put my finger there. Maybe it will focus on my finger. There is a sewn edge there at the very edge there. So this is a good canvas. It's not going to mess up on you. Okay. And also, I think I told you the last time that there's these different symbols here, and they all mean something different. I don't know how my camera, or how you are seeing this. I've got my camera in my phone. I do have it in landscape mode, but for some reason it doesn't work any other. I don't know. I can't figure it out. It's a great camera and all, but sometimes it just, I don't know, it wants to act silly. So I just wanted to do a little diamond painting, and let's talk. Let's just talk about diamond painting, and I'm going to attempt to answer any kind of questions that I think some of you might have. Okay. So let me go ahead. Somebody had asked in a previous video about my storage, how I store these, and I will go over the different storage ideas in a later one, but I'm just going to use this little storage container I got for $10 on Amazon, and I'm just going to work on it for a little bit, and yeah, and let's just chat for a few minutes, okay? So I'm going to work on, let's see here, I want to fill in a little bit more of this stocking here. So I'm going to, let's see here, I'll do the little upside down V. And that is going to be 8164. I'm going to go over here and find 8164. And pour some into my tray. I feel like I'm really, really close. I hope that I'm not making anybody sick, because this is all new to me, filming this kind of thing on my phone. If I could figure it out really well, I would attempt to do some tutorials with my crochet. If anybody has any helps, I'd be more than happy to hear them out. For some reason, this is just not steady. There we go. Okay, now most canvases are going to have, and I say most because I've just started, and all of the ones I have, but I don't know if they all are like this, has this plastic covering over top of it to protect the sticky stuff. I think I talked about that before, but I'm just going to peel this back a little bit, and we'll talk about all that kind of stuff at another time too. But I'm going to work here on these little upside down V's, and what I do is I pour them in and I kind of shake them around and kind of get them to line up a little bit. Now I have tried to use a multi-placer. That's what this is here. It's basically, if you can lay down more than just one at a time. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. For some reason, it just seems to be too close. Okay, so I have been using it, but I'm finding that with round drills, sometimes it just doesn't work as well. So I'm just going to do it like this. All right, let's attempt this. So somebody asked me what they thought the future of diamond painting was in 10 years or so. If I thought that, it was still going to be a big deal. Well, the funny thing is that when I started crocheting and starting my crochet channel about, oh, okay, this is not working. Okay, when I started my crochet channel about little over 3 years ago, crochet channels were just, I don't know, there's like an evolution of them, if you will. And I just find that there's highs and lows. So back around 3 years ago, it seemed like a lot of YouTube channels were starting up with crochet. And there was almost like an influx of it. And I got in on the cusp of that. Well, then while I was doing that, there were a lot of people also at the very same time doing diamond painting. And I wasn't really that into diamond painting, let's be real, I wasn't into diamond painting at all, and I really didn't want to have anything to do with it. And but so I didn't follow it. But now that I look back at some of the older diamond painting videos, I see that the diamond painting influx was about the same time that crochet was, about 3 years ago. And now I'm noticing that there are new crochet channels popping up here in the last year or so. And I'm thinking, wow, this is really making a comeback. I think crochet is really taking off again. And I'm not sure why. I don't understand how the crochet interests have gone up and down, but it has. And so I'm not going to question it. I think it's great. But somebody said, well, what about diamond painting? You know, what's the deal with that? And I would say that it's probably going to be the same way. Guys, I'm being real fumbly right now. I'm not doing real well on as I'm filming here. I'm not actually doing real well on my laying down these diamonds, but I think it's pretty much the same thing, because I'm finding that I can't hardly find any channels that have started here in the last little bit, in the last year. Well, maybe in the last year, but not a whole lot. Not the way when I go back and I check other channels that they've been started for, or they've been going for like 3 years plus. So I think it's probably going to be about the same. Because what I think is happening is the reason why I think it's going to fluctuate depending on why you're doing that particular craft. And let me explain. 3 years ago, or actually it was like less than 3 years ago, a lot of people were trying to find things to do to keep them busy at home. And when I'm trying to do two things at the same time, hold on a minute, 16. And so when you're finding something to do, you're really wanting to do them pretty much for yourself. You're not trying to find them to actually make money or anything like that. You're just doing it for yourself. But we all know that evolves for many people. They start off wanting to maybe make gifts for somebody. Some people start off by just wanting something to keep their mind occupied as a stress relief. Some are doing that. And I think the same goes for diamond painting. Now, I've noticed myself, when I'm watching a lot of these diamond painting channels, that there are just as many, if not more, difference of opinions of what somebody thinks is nice. And it's not like nothing, Like there are some things that are not nice. That's not what I mean to say. And I just really need to get this out of my way. Hold on a minute. My camera is just too close and I can't work because it's just too close. Okay. But they are making these pretty little diamond paintings because they like them. Okay, and they're doing it just for the fun. I don't see very many people. Crochet is a different art form of, you know, we all know that. But crochet, I think, there are a variety of things you can do with crochet. You can make gifts. You can make things to use. You can make things to wear. You can donate things. Most of them, if not everything that you make, is usable. They are actually something that you can handle and touch and feel and use and wash and, you know, that kind of thing. Whereas diamond painting is purely aesthetic. It's purely aesthetic. It's just something that you look at. Now, the actual working on the project, you know, that's doing something, but it's not something that you can, you know, say, oh, I'm going to use it to, you know, whatever. You know, you can't wash dishes with it. You can't, it's just something that it's more personal, I should say. Okay. So when I'm looking online and I'm looking at all these different companies that have all these canvases and the kits and everything to sell, there's so many different types and kinds of diamond paintings. And it's all because there are so many different likes, dislikes, it just aesthetic points of view, I guess, you know. It's not as cut and dry as yarn. I mean, you might find a yarn you cannot use because it's made of a fiber that you're allergic to, okay? Or that's too expensive, or, you know, just name it. But with diamond painting, it's all about what's pretty to you, what's unique, what do you like your home to look like, what do you enjoy. And then it's a matter of taking that and translating it into a piece of art. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like diamond painting, because pretty much, well, except for what I'm doing now, because this is going to be a gift, but pretty much everything that I've been doing so far with diamond painting is something that I think is pretty, that I really enjoy, or I just love the colors and I love working on it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I'm just finding myself in a different place. Now, obviously, if I say to myself, I need to make a Christmas present for Jane Doe, and it just so happens that I have no idea what Jane's tastes are, but I do know that she could really use some kitchen dishcloths and dish towels. Easy enough. I grab my hook and some yarn and I go to town. Right? That's basically what I would do. Gotta find the next one for me. Hold on just a moment. 8158. 8158. So yeah, it's very different. And it's interesting because a lot of the artists, and when I say artists, I mean people who actually draw or paint and, you know, sell their artwork and license their artwork. There are so many different kinds of, and there are a lot of, I'm watching a lot of different videos, and some of these people who, and most of them are ladies, just, you know, the same as you would find with crochet. But most of them, you know, they love a certain artist because of their style. Whether it's this anime big doe-eyed girls, or if it's an animal creature, or if it's, you know, just they're different styles. You know, there's a whole slew of different artists that have a range of subjects that they paint, and that we can transform into this beautiful work of art using these diamond drills. Yeah, that's interesting. I would love to hear your feedback on that, because I just think that that's an interesting thing. So, you know, to say, where do I think the future of diamond painting is going to be in 10 years, I would probably have to say same place it is now, because people are still going to be interested in artwork. They're still going to be interested in trying to find their niche, if you will, you know, something that they like to do. Now, something like this is not going to translate as well as crochet or cross stitch or it's knitting. You know, those kinds of things are things that you can take and work on and are very easily transportable, whereas it's going to be very difficult to take a large piece of canvas and sit in the car and work on it. You know, wouldn't that be fun if you were able to do stuff like that? But it hasn't happened yet. So, let's see here. I want to work on these little crosses, so I got to come over here. 8414. So anyway, yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think, because everybody's going to want at one point or another to try to find a hobby to do. People who are in their, you know, 30s and 40s, perhaps even in their 50s, in 10, 15 years, they're going to be, well, I should say, let's put this way, in their 40s or 50s, and perhaps even in their 30s, that in 10 or 15 years, they're going to be thinking about retirement and what they're going to do in their free time and how they're going to keep busy. So, yeah, they're going to come around to wanting to do an art form, and diamond painting is just another form of art. Yes, sirree, Bob. Okay, so some of these symbols, they just are not as easy to identify. Like this one here. Let me show you here. This one, I'm going to point to it right. Can you even see? No, you don't. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like right here, these little symbols, they look like a horizontal line with a half of a, you know, a line up and down. But yet when I go over to my, oh, there, I see it now. 8415. All it takes is to talk it out. Talk it out. 8415. Okay. I'll pull you back up here. I don't know how much longer I can do this if I can't get this, can't figure out how to use my camera here. And now it's all out of focus again. Here we go. There we go. Shake, 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 shake. So, oh, and I got another comment on my last video, and it was really cute. It said, I feel like, I think it was Verna. Verna, bless your heart, sweetheart, said, I always feel like I'm cheating on my crochet when I diamond paint. I'm like, well, yep, I do too. But I've only started, since I only just recently started diamond painting, I haven't had a chance to feel guilty. But again, I feel guilty because it's almost like a guilty pleasure. Diamond painting to me is a guilty pleasure because when I'm not making something for somebody else, it's just for me and my own relaxation. That's why when I work on my Autumn Glory, oh guys, that is just so beautiful and I love it, and I could work on that for hours. And actually I would be working on it right now, but I cannot until I start working on and really making some headway on my Christmas presents, because that is just something for me. Okay, and you probably didn't see me doing anything because again that there. Okay, so I finished up this little part of the sock here, and now I'm coming over to this part here, and I've got some things to fill in right in here, and they're all of this triangle 8402. So I'm going to go ahead and load up and just work on that and finish that little section, and then I think we're going to be done with this particular painting for today. I've finished the bottom and the shoes, and this I'll have finished this one panel, and I'll feel like I've actually accomplished something. So yeah, this is Labor Day weekend, guys. What are you guys up to today? Are you working on anything specific? Or are you just taking it easy? I mean, it is a holiday, and we are supposed to be, like taking a break from work. That's what the holiday is all about, isn't it? I'm going to use my multi-placer here to show you how I do that. Let me pull you up just a little bit. I'm going to try to use my multi-placer. Again, it's this part right here. And you can see some divots kind of being made in there. Focus. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I've got a couple that are just like really big places in here that maybe I can show you how that's done. But again, I'm under pressure. I'm under pressure. I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm not a pro yet. I know there's some diamond painters that are. I mean, that's all they use is their multi-placer, and they love it. At times I like it, and sometimes I don't. See, like right here, it missed one. So, and it's not always straight for me, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily like it. And as you can see, I was pushing some diamonds out of the drills out of the way because they're too close together. Okay, there's 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, but when I get my straightener out, to kind of like make sure that they're straight, sometimes it doesn't work and they pop out, and I just have to do them again but it does save a little bit of time, as you can see, instead of trying to do it one by one by one by one. So there we go. And I see this one is upside down. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I'm going to do on this one today. Yeah, there's so much I'd like to be able to teach you about this, but, again, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, a lot of people had started their diamond painting channels and have all kinds of wonderful videos out. So, okay, I think I'm going to let it go with that. I hope you enjoyed that little talk, and I would love to hear all your comments. I know this is kind of boring for some of you because you don't diamond paint, but I appreciate you hanging out with me. We'll see you around next time. Bye.